Good evening. Hello, dear students. Welcome to Pleasure and Fun and Joy. It's time of novel. David Copperfield, Chapter 2, Off to School. Here, we're going to talk about the new life of David during the period of Mordestone. That he himself said about it. My life at the Mordstones was a very miserable one. Although my mother was with me, yet it was not the same anymore. Of course, Mordstone was there even when his mother tried to kindly help her son. He then interfered and asked her, Clara, my love, remember, be firm. You are making the boy's character worse by helping him like that. And of course, Clara was so weak and has no character, just only she obeyed the orders and say, Oh, Edward, I'm sorry, and looking embarrassed and hanging her head like a guilty child. One day, the Murdstone took David up to his room to beat him. As a result, David bit him, so David was punished, and it was decided that David should be sent to a boarding school. And it was decided that David should be sent to a boarding school as a kind of punishing for the boy. The boarding school was in London. David went to Yarmouth by coach with Mr. Parks, who asked him to write a message to Pigotty telling her Park is willing, Park is willing. And the next time we will know more and more about Mr. Parks. Then, after he arrived London, he went to Salem School with Mr. Mill, a teacher from school who was responsible to care of him. Then, when he arrived there, David found that he had arrived during a holiday and the other boys were gone. David also learned that he must wear a sign on his neck that said, Take care of him, he bites. He spent the week of vacation studying with Mr. Mill, and he was wondering what the other boys would do when they saw his sign. But he was really happy when he noticed that the other boys treated him in a good way, and even he could have two friends of these boys, and he discovered that all the boys like him hated Salem School, and in particular the headmaster. Yes, because he was so cruel, Mr. Crackle, and he always has a thick, a thick stick that he used to pet the boys. Tommy Traddler and James Steerforth was the closest friend to David. When the Christmas holidays took place, then he went to his mother's home and spent some time there, and he noticed that his mother has got born a new baby, and also he noticed that she was so tired and she looked very tired and worried. His mother and Bigoti were delighted to see him, although they dared not show it if the Murdstones were present. His stepfather and his stepsister seemed to hate him even more than the first. Then he felt pleased when it was time to return to school and see his closest friend Tradless and Steerforth again. And he also told us that as the cart drove away, he remembered his mother standing outside his house with her baby in her arms, smiling sadly at him. That was the last time he saw her, as he said, and that it how he shall always remember her. Really, it was a bad moment and a bad, difficult moments for David, for the young boy, to have such a cruel treating from her stepfather. That man and his sister caused him out of troubles and turned his life to be a miserable, not only in home, not only with his mother, they also sent a recommendation to Mr. Crackle, the headmaster of Salem House. They asked him to badly treating that boy, and of course it was a hard days for the young David, especially he is still young and just moved from the kind and good treating pampering from his mother and his loyal servant to such cruelty from his stepfather, his teacher, and others. So, what is David going to do in next time? That what we would be continued, that what we will continue in next chapters, inshallah. And I hope you enjoy reading the story, and of course I hope you find it fine and interesting. Thank you. Till we meet again, goodbye, and I hope you are well and enjoy reading.